Welcome to All Things Index, where we dive into how index financial products work and why they should be a part of your financial foundation. By now, if you've been searching YouTube, you've realized that there's lots of conflicting information out there. Our purpose with All Things Indexed is to help you see clearly the pros and cons of different financial vehicles. We don't buy into the idea that there is one financial product that works better than another. Everything fits in with people's circumstances. Now, with that being said, this is for educational purposes only, and the opinions expressed are not the opinions of any insurance company or insurance brokerage. So, as we get started, the question is, do you feel it is important to both protect your money and still give it an opportunity to get market growth? If the answer is yes, then now is the time to listen. Okay, as we get this set up here, what we're going to cover here is understanding the difference in death benefit options inside of an index universal life policy. Now, a lot of policies don't have multiple death benefit options, but in an index universal life, there's two different options. An option, what they call option A, which is considered level, option B, which is increasing, and using these together in structuring a policy makes all the difference in the world in how the costs are charged and how you overcome the typical common concern that a lot of whole life people promote, in that the costs get super expensive on the back end of these policies, which structured the right way, you don't see that and can avoid that and don't have the same issues. So with that, let me bring up this page here, and all right. So here we have option A. Let's say you have $500,000 of insurance, okay, and you have zero cash in your account. All right. So what happens is that this death benefit stays level, and as your cash grows, let's say now your cash is at $100,000 in your account. Okay. What now happens is that let's say you passed away. Now with a level death benefit, what the payout would be $500,000. That's what the life insurance death benefit would be. What is misunderstood, because it's often said, hey, you either get your death benefit or you get your cash. You don't get both, right? Well, what's really actually happening beside this, you're always going to get both, your death benefit and your cash value. The difference is how it's calculated. So in this scenario, what you're actually getting is you're getting a total of $500,000, but you're getting your $100,000 cash plus $400,000 of insurance. Okay, because the way option A works is as your account grows, you're actually buying less and less total insurance. Okay, so even though the payout is equal to the original level amount, you're really getting a combination of your cash and a death benefit. Okay, whereas with increasing, you have the same $500,000 and zero cash, right? And you have $100,000 in your account. Okay, you're always going to have $500,000 up and above whatever your cash is. Okay, so in this case, the death benefit would be $600 because you get the full $500 and the full $100,000 in cash, so you'd get $600,000 death benefit. Okay. Now this is just the way that the death benefit pays out, and it changes the costs internally of the plan, because the more with an option A, the more cash you have, the less actual amount of insurance that you're buying, which means that there's less cost. Okay, but we got to use these together, because if you're trying to use a policy to build cash, you have to use both options. And the reason why is that with every insurance policy, there's what's called a MEC limit, or a maximum amount of money that you can put into a policy. Well, that limit changes from option A to option B, right? It's different. Okay, so what happens is let's just use, this is just throwing it out there. I don't even, this is not necessarily, this is just to illustrate a point. Okay, so let's say you wanted your max contribution to be, say, $20,000. Okay, that's what you wanted your max premium to be for the year. Okay, well, what happens is with an option A, let's just say that required $750,000 of life insurance to be able to have a max of $20,000. Okay, what with an option B, maybe you only need like 500 or 400,000 of life insurance to be able to get that same maximum contribution, because technically you're always going to be buying more insurance, and so there's a higher limit on what you can contribute. And so if while you're trying to build your account and trying to build cash, you can have a lower death benefit, lower total amount of insurance, maximum contribution if you use an option B, right? Or increasing. Okay, so while you're putting in money, you want to have an option B death benefit. Okay, but when it switches, when you no longer are contributing and you no longer want to need that extra window of contribution, you can actually switch it to an option A and totally reduce the total amount of cost in the policy, right? So in a scenario where you paid in till age 65, at 65 you can switch to option A, switch it, reduce your overall what they call net amount at risk, and then be able to actually maintain a much lower amount of cost insurance in those later years, which is when it's usually promoted that's when the costs get crazy and it implodes and it eats up your cash value and all those types of things. Well, if you're doing this, if you're using these two death benefit options in combination, then you won't have that same kind of a problem. Okay? So reach out to us. The structure is key. Subscribe and let us know how you're feeling, your thoughts. But structuring your policy, index universal life policy, with both an option A and B combination is what's going to create the success that you need